Ran my head into a wall. Promotional copy exclusive to QVD, not for resale. Why was I given it then? Hey, my name's Kyla, and today we're going through my physical TBR. So welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, but if you haven't, hey, hit the subscriber button, hang around for a little while. You can come with me on the chaos that is me. So firstly, we have to get all of my physical TBR off my bookshelf. And I'm not excited to see how empty it's going to be after I do this. So, one moment. So starting up the top, this is my roommate shelf, but we'll leave the bookshelf tour for another day. We've got 3 books off of this shelf. Oh shit, that shelf is practically empty. I haven't taken the books that are on my physical TBR from the bottom shelves off because I'm close to them and I don't want to ruin the rest of my bookshelf like I've already done. So let's just get into it. I've got 4 stacks here. Oh lord. Okay, and I'm gonna need your help. I need you to convince me to read them because I may have to start a read it or unhaul it series like Emily because I've never had so many books on my TBR before. I've never been a book buyer. I mostly just buy books when I'm going to read them. But this year has changed that. So we have Vicious and the Near Witch by V.E. Schwab, which I am... Something's falling behind me. The Near Witch I am wanting to read in September, so hopefully this will be off the TBR pile very soon. And I am wanting to get to this some point super soon as well, because I love V.E. Schwab, but yeah. Then we have Love Mum by Ileana Zander, and I really, really, really want to read this. This was added to my TBR not very long ago. It's about a best-selling author that gets murdered and her daughter gets a letter from her mum from before she was dead. I don't actually know, but it's a thriller and I'm really excited to read it. Then we have The Only One Left by Riley Sager, which is also on my September TBR, so hopefully this one will be off the physical TBR soon as well. Same with The Red Letter by Daniel G. Miller. I want this off my TBR as soon as possible because I loved The Orphanage by the Lake and I need to read this ASAP. Then we have The White Crow by Michael Robotham. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this sounded really cool, a little bit up my alley. I used to read a hell of a lot of James Patterson, so I was like, this one seems like something that I would really enjoy. So, it's just big. Like, it's a thick book. There's only like 400 pages. It just feels really big. Maybe I'll get to that sooner than I thought. Leave the Girls Behind by Jacqueline Bublitz. I don't even remember when I got this. I think I got this for Christmas, maybe, from my best friend. And it's a thriller, and I don't actually know anything about it from memory. Oh, it's based in Australia. Oh no, she moves from New York to New Zealand. If I was doing a read it or unhaul it right now, I'd probably be unhauling this. I just haven't picked it up since Christmas, and it's almost been a year. We'll see. If anybody has read this, convince me to read it, please. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I'm surprised this isn't on my September TBR, to be honest with you. I want to read this so badly. So badly. So I will be getting to this soon. Then we have the other 2 books in the Slated trilogy by Terry Terry. I read Slated probably 3 years ago now and fell in love with it, but I could not find the other 2 books anywhere. So I had to find them off a really lovely lady on Marketplace who actually gave me this by Terry Terry as well, which is Fated. I don't think that it's a part of the series, but it looks like it is, but I don't think it is. It might be like an interconnected standalone. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna need to reread Slated to read these as well. I just haven't yet. They're a dystopian series, but it took me so long to find these copies that I kind of just forgot about it. So I need to get to these at some point. Also, the main character's name is Kyla, so come on. It's the first book I've ever had where the main character's name is my name. Alexandra Bracken, The Darkest Minds. I've watched. Is it a TV show or is it a movie? I can't remember, but I watched it with my best friend and I said, I need the books. I only have the first one at the moment, so I need to get the rest. And I think that's my problem with a lot of these on my TBR is they're not full series. And I used to just buy the series so that I could read it straight through, but I don't do that anymore because I like to conserve my money, but then I just forget about what I've already got and go back to the shops and get something else. But I do need to read this because I love my dystopian and I need more dystopian, more really good dystopian in my life so badly. So I definitely should get to this at some point and get the rest of the books. I'm going to put them into my Amazon wishlist. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I got roughly 80% into this on audiobook and then Audible took it away. So I'm probably going to have to reread this because I wasn't really that connected, but I know I'm gonna love it. So I need to get the rest of the books in the series and reread this. Then we have Scythe and Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman, I think. And again, I haven't got the whole series, so I just haven't read it yet, but I have a feeling I'm going to love this series and never shut up about it. Then we have Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. I actually got my best friend this for Christmas, and she also got this for me for Christmas. And I actually have a really cute video. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but I'll insert it here if I can. And I don't know. I'm not a big romance reader, but I will do my best. Apparently it's really sad. Now we have Her Soul to Take by Harley Laroe, and I'm not a dark romance reader, so I am terrified for this, but my best friend got it for me for Christmas. And she really wants me to read it. Convince me somehow to read this because I'm terrified of it. Every time I see it, I'm scared. Eyes on Me by Sarah Kay. I love the Silicious Players Club. Again, I'm not normally a smart romance reader. Oh my god, the book's falling. But I read Praise and Highest Bidder and I loved them. So I do need to get to this one. I'm pretty sure I liked this character in the other ones. Yeah, it's Garrett. So I need to get to this one. Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. This is indeed what I am reading next. So this will not be on the TBR shelf for very long. I need to finish the Poppy War trilogy. The Dragon Republic and the Birding God by R.F. Kuang. I've read the Poppy War. It was very heavy. I know I need to finish the series, but these are thick books and they're very heavy. But somebody needs to convince me that it is worth going on and enduring all of this. Also by R.F. Kuang, we have Babel. I only just got this. I have been eyeing Babel off for, I'd say 2 years now. This book intimidates me. I know that it is very academic. I mean, R.F. Kuang's writing is very academic in itself, so I'm scared. But I am willing to go through it if somebody can convince me that it is worth it. Then we have The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. I have just gotten back into my little fantasy kick, so I'm thinking that I may pick this one up kind of soon. I think it's a great idea. Faye Cross Bridgerton. Yes, please. Then we have The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. I need the rest of the books in the series before I can read this, and I want to so badly. I've heard so many things about this FMC, and I need to know her, but I only have the first book, which I actually found at a book library where I dropped off like 7 books and I was like, I want this one. There's also bonus chapters, so thank you to whoever dropped this off at the free library. Then we have The Stolen Heir and How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. I just never got around to it. I read The Cruel Prince, I loved The Cruel Prince, and I do want to read them, but at the same time, like, I don't know how I feel about little spin-offs and things like that. So, oh, I just realized that this is majoritively a picture book. One Dark Night by Hannah Rochelle. This is a thriller where a party goes wrong. A body was discovered at sunrise. Just your average thriller, and I've never read anything from Hannah, so I don't know. It's not at the top of my thriller list, but if someone can convince me otherwise, it may be. I'm like 99% sure that I got these books for free at QBD. We have The Ledge and The Wife and the Widow by Christian White. These are both thrillers, from what I'm aware. Yeah, this one is like the bigger the secret, the harder the fall. This one's like how well do we know the people we love. So I'm pretty sure that this is an Australian author as well. I've just not gotten to them. I mean, the covers aren't that enticing to me, and like they just sound pretty standard. But again, if somebody can convince me, they may move up the TBR priority list. Same with this one, pretty sure I got it for free at QVD, The Cane by Mary Rose Cuskelly. And this one I think sounds a little bit more intriguing to me. One girl missing, no suspects, a town about to ignite. That sounds really cool. Is somebody in trouble? Promotional copy exclusive to QVD, not for resale. Why was I given it then? I never noticed that until now. Somebody convinced me to read this copy that I'm not supposed to have. Heart-Shaped Lies by Elizabeth Ayamang. I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This was very high on my TBR list, and then it just wasn't. Dying for Love, how romantic. This book seems so good because it's like someone dies and all of his like girlfriends and exes are all suspects. And I'm like, okay, someone convinced me to move it up because I will. Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Look, I read The Night She Disappeared. That was the only Lisa Jewell book that I've ever read, and I was quite disappointed. I was told Lisa Jewell is great, and I was like, cool, let me try it out. I think I just got a bad one. Considering how big Lisa Jewell is, I think I just read one of her worst ones. So I do want to read this, but I think I'm just off put by The Night She Disappeared. So convince me. Also, take a shot for how many times I say convince me. The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I want to read this. Like, come on. I think I read maybe a chapter at one point, and my partner read like a little bit of it, and he said that it sounded really cool. And like the whole premise of this is phenomenal. But I'm only one girl. I can't read that fast, but it is up there. I am so surprised I haven't picked it up before. Win, Lose, Kill, Die by Cynthia Murphy. I actually am kind of reading this. I'm only on page 32, but I was reading it whenever my partner and I would go to the park, and we only did that once, so we need to do that again. This was in my Amazon cart since when I made my Amazon cart. I'm pretty sure this is the first book I put in there, and I finally got it. I got really excited when I saw it in Big W, and I really want to keep reading it. I'm really liking it. Convinced my boyfriend to take me to the park. Blood Moon Bride by Demet Devaroren, and I want to read this. I really do. I think that this is going to give me so much feminine rage. It's not even funny. It gives like revolution fantasy, but YA, which is just something that I love with all of my heart, because if you didn't know, I'm actually an author and I wrote something quite similar to that. In my book Curse of the Seven, it just gives like, it's such YA feminine rage, just rage in general actually, revolution style, on a mission. On a mission. They set their sights to go kill the King of Omnia for many reasons, but for the main character it is simply because he killed her parents. And she's not happy about it, and she wants her revenge. And this just feels like it's going to give me the same thing. I actually want to be convinced. Please convince me. I have no idea which one's book one, but The Queen's Rising and The Queen's Resistance by Rebecca Ross. We love Divine Rivals, and I really want to get to this. So I need to be convinced. I really do need to be convinced. And is this the whole series? Am I missing one? Because if so, I need to buy that first. Because I just can't start a series if I don't have the whole series. It stresses me out because otherwise I'll read it and then I will just never pick up the rest of the series. Then we have Powerful and Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I know that you're meant to read this either after Powerless or in tandem with Powerless, but I never did. I didn't really care too much about Adina, but I did want it because I had Powerless and Reckless, and I really didn't want to just leave it without having the whole set. Same with Fearless. I probably will read it. I don't know if I'll actually read this one. I mean, I might. It's tiny. It'll take me a day. But Fearless, look, Reckless was just not my thing. I don't know if I'll continue the series. I don't know if it's worth it, and I know all of the Powerless fans are going to be like, read it. But I just, is it even really seriously worth it, or is it just because it's got Kai in it? Also, if you haven't seen that spoiler, then you've been living under a rock. Another reason why I don't want to read it. Spoilers. Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mara. I have this on my September TBR, so I'm hoping that this gets taken off my TBR list very soon and gets put onto the red list. So I need to go get the other 2 books in the series because this is just going to be hilarious, and I know that I'm going to love it. The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Morin, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not entirely too sure. This is 1, a big book. 2, I've had this book for quite a while, and I've just never really gone to pick it up. But I just don't know if I'm going to, honestly. It's a big book and the writing is tiny. I expect me to see that. If you've read The Scarlet Veil, convince me, please, because I don't want to unhaul a maybe 5-star read. Wish of the Wicked by Danielle Page. I have had this book on my TBR for so long. It seems amazing. A lot of these just are like, I really need to, but I haven't. It's so annoying though. How I'm one girl. How am I meant to read all of these books? I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. 12 Kings by Bradley. I picked this up purely for the fact that it looked a little bit like Throne of Glass. This was when I was in my Throne of Glass era. And I mean, Robin Hobb says that it was great. And I'm assuming that this is just the first in a series. So I really need to get the rest of the books. Oh my god, the writing is tiny. Oh lord. I've had this for years. I picked this up at, I think, an op shop. Yeah, I got it for $2. Never seen this before. Has anybody even read this? This book scares me. Swerving Kingdom by Tara Murphy terrifies me. I started this and I think I got 10 pages in before I went, I have no idea what I'm reading. This book made me feel stupid, but I've read a little bit of V. Schwab now. I could probably do it, which is why I haven't gotten rid of it yet. This one's gonna need some hard convincing. The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. I actually got this in a book box that was gifted to me, and it sounds really cool. It looks beautiful, and I'm pretty sure that this is an indie novel because it feels very much like the copy and paste fantasy. But again, I haven't read it, and again, the copy and paste fantasy isn't bad. There's a reason it works. Just not too sure if that's what I'm kind of looking for at the moment. But I think that I will get to this one day, just not yet. Tales of Ale and Chainmail. I got this at a book convention. It is actually by, I think it's 8 authors, and they are all here. And it is a fantasy anthology where there are, I think, 8 short stories in this book, and I so want to read it. I just haven't got to it yet. It's signed. How cute. Such a cool idea. I would love to be a part of something like this one day. So for those of you who are relatively new here, I thought that I was collecting the Zodiac Academy books when I bought these. But I wasn't. This is the Vampire Academy series. I have books 1, 2, and 6. But these are like a Lifeline event. Yeah, and I thought that they were the Zodiac Academy books. But apparently this is still amazing. So I do need to get the rest of them. I'm going to be adding them into my Amazon wish list because everybody keeps telling me to keep reading it. Well, not keep reading it, but to read it. So, you know, I mean, might have to do that. Sorry, but why is this humongous? The Game's God's Play by Abigail Owen. I have wanted to read this for literally so long. Like, I love Greek mythology. Like, I was a massive Percy Jackson fan when I was younger, and like loved Thor and Loki's story with like Asgard and Marvel. I can't wait to read this, but I'm not going to lie to you and say that I haven't had this on my TBR for a very long time. Next we have Call of the She by Summer Lee Deves. I got this in a PR package from the author herself. It's an Australian girl pretty much who falls through a portal into a Fey land. Like, sorry? Sorry? That's so cool. I love Summer. She is the funniest person ever. And I need to read it before book 2 comes. A lot of the time I haven't really seen anything other than the Vine scene that happens in this, and if you know, you know, if you don't, you don't. I'm not a massive lover of smut, but she has told me it's not that bad. I'm just a little bit intimidated, I'm not gonna lie to you. Tenderly, I Am Devoured by Lyndall Clipstone. This is so beautiful. I was drawn in by the cover. My partner was like, "What's this?" And I picked it up and I was like, "I don't know, but I'm obsessed with it." It's a gothic romantasy, and I'm starting to really love like gothic sort of vibes in books, and so I do really, really want to get to this one, and it's so short. Like, I'm sure I can slip it in September somewhere. Where Did You Go by Janine O'Reilly, which is the 3rd book in the Infatuated Fae series. I've read the first 2 and really liked them. They're a bit odd because it's more on the darker romance side. I just haven't continued. I mean, this woman is writing books so fast and getting them published so fast that I'm just like, I'm falling behind, Janine. I'm falling behind. I think this is a very classic enemies to lovers that works really, really well. If anybody's read this book in the series specifically, convince me to get back into the series. I may have to do like a overview of the first 2 books before going back into this because I don't really remember what happens. Next up is Phantasma and Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I am terrified to read these, but I am really excited at the same time. These are more on the darker romance side as well, for fantasy anyway. And look, I'm not a big lover of spice, but I have heard that these books are absolutely amazing anyways, so I do want to try them, and I think that the covers are stunning. Like, who wouldn't pick this up, you know? Miriam's Gift by Fiona McIntosh. I have been eyeing this series for God knows how long, and I need the whole series before I can read it because I just know that I'm going to devour this. I just know it. It seems so sick, and I just want to read it so badly. Then we have The Light That Blinds Us by Andy Darcy Theo. This sounds so fun, and I'm pretty sure that this is a debut author. I actually saw him on TikTok, and he seems great. Like, it kind of moved it up on my TBR after seeing him on TikTok. But I just haven't gotten super around to it yet, you know? One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. I know people are going to yell at me for this one, because 1, it's fantasy, 2, there's tarot cards, and if you didn't know, I used to be a tarot reader. I still do it sometimes, and I still get my cards read all the time. So I don't know why I haven't, and I don't know, I just look at this, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a Little Red Riding Hood retelling, which I'm pretty sure it actually is, but it always just makes me feel weird with retellings, and I'm like, I don't actually know, but it does seem really cool, it really does, and I've heard that Rachel Gillig's writing is phenomenal, so I really do need to bump up the Shepherd King duology. I think somebody needs to seriously convince me. Those are the stacks done. Now we're going to go to the bottom shelves, and hopefully I do not fall off this. Again, almost. Whatever. The Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. My friend got this for me for my 19th or 20th birthday. I do really want to read it, but I don't know, the cover's kind of off-putting, and I've never read anything from Cassandra Clare. Cassandra Clare is the one who wrote the Shadowhunters series, right? Because I really want to read it because I've watched all the movies and the show and stuff. I just don't know if I want this to be my introduction to Cassandra Clare. Then we have Ledge and Chasm by Stacey McEwen. These books are the reason that I haven't picked up A Forbidden Alchemy yet. I know I should, but I have had these books on my TBR for I do not know how long, maybe 3 years, maybe a little bit longer. And I've just never gotten around to them yet. It sounds so cool. Really need someone to convince me to read these, because if these are good, A Forbidden Alchemy is next. Then we have Rise of the Phoenix by Brendan Arnold. I actually want to give away where Brendan sent me this, and I want to get into it, so bad. Like, I've seen so many reviews and it just looks so amazing. Somebody please convince me. And I've literally got the map of Rillian on my wall. Like, I need to read this so I can understand the map. If you haven't been able to tell yet, I'm very much a mood reader. I buy things with the intention of reading them. And then I don't. Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken, the same author as The Darkest Minds, which we spoke about earlier. This, again, look, like, how cool does that look? It looks like such a good fantasy. Like, break the curse before it breaks you. Like, that sounds like the most amazing fantasy. Like, I just haven't gotten around to it. I've had this on my TBR for 3 years. I haven't even, like, flipped through it before, I don't think. Whoever has read this, convince me. I don't want to unhaul it, but, like, if I don't read this by, like, I don't know, the end of the year, I'm so gonna unhaul it. Because I've had it for 3 years, but how have I not read it? Look how cool that cover is. I don't know. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker, and it just seems terrifying to me. It is big, and the new hardcovers special editions have come out, and they are stunning. Dark Rise and Dark Air by C.S. Packet. I remember getting so excited when I bought these books because this seems like such a great fantasy, but again, I just haven't gotten around to it. It's an Australian author. Like, what am I doing? Does it not give off Carden from the Cool Prince? In the Hour of Crows by Dana Elmendorf, because it's about like spirits and stuff, and I love reading books about that. I think that it's so cool. Like, there's a little bit in like V. Schwab's Gallant, and what book was it? When Stars Come Out, Charlotte St. Clair, absolutely amazing. For the love of God, if I keep saying I just haven't gotten around to it, I'm going to ram my head into a wall. I just haven't had the honor of reading it yet. These Cursed Melodies by Connie Glynn. This is so up my alley. 1, the cover. 2, it's about music. If you didn't know me, I love to sing. And it literally says if you can hear the music, it's already too late. This sounds phenomenal, and I only just got this, so you can't be too mad at me. I'm gonna read it very soon. The Isles of the Gods by Amy Coffin. I have also had this on my TBR for literally like 3 years. Just, I don't know what's wrong with me. Even Lynette Noni and Alexandra Bracken say that this is amazing. Tapestries of Time by Kate Hartfield. I didn't get this too long ago. The main character's family in this possess second sight, so like fortune telling. But it's like psychics and stuff, and there's like tapestries and things. Like, it's like a bit spiritual, and again, I love that kind of stuff. So, but if somebody has read it, convince me, please. Next up, we have the Mistborn trilogy, which we have Mistborn, The Well of Ascension, and The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I got 100 pages into Mistborn, as you can see. Brando Sando is very difficult to get into. I think that his writing is great. It is just very... I don't even know how to explain it. I will read them. I will read them. It's just going to take me a little bit of time. Going along with Brando Sando, I got these at a Lifeline event, but I don't know if that is safe or not. I don't know if it's mold or if somebody spilt something on it. Should I be worried, actually? This is Clothbringer. Both of them are. Wait, did I buy the same book? Oh, it's part 2. Don't worry. Why are they this big? I'm probably going to never read them because nothing is this important to me. They also are both pretty sad. Whoever had these before me did not look after them. I think I just got them because I was really excited about Brandon Sanderson. They're going back on the shelf. I'm never reading them. This is the Lord of the Rings, right? Game of Thrones. That's the one. Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. As you can see, there is something missing. My friend decided that she wanted to read the first book, so I gave it to her. She has not since read the first book. It has been months, and I still don't have it back. And we only just realized this, like, last week. Why is that so massive? You know what I just realized? I did not count the books on my TBR. So we're going to count them now, and I'm going to give you a number in a few minutes. Can you guess? I'll give you like 3 seconds to guess. 70 on the dot. I have 70 books on my physical TBR. This is going to take me like a year and a bit to get through. So, yay. I need to put myself in a book bang ban terribly. Now to put them all away. Ah! That was a lot of effort. I obviously know that I've said it like literally probably more times than my physical TBR is in this video. But please, if you've read any of those books, convince me to read them. Because there are 70 of them. I read like 50 books a year. It's going to take me a year and a bit to get through. And I need to know if they're worth it or not. Because if they're not, I'm going to buy something else. And read that instead. So if you liked today's video, make sure that you like and subscribe. Let me know if you've read any of them. Again, convince me. Or if you've read anything else that you see on my shelves that I have read and you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. I also have another thing for you. If you have any ideas on what you want to see from me on this channel, let me know below, because I have no ideas. Actually, that's a lie. I have a little bit of an idea. I have like a few things in a notepad, but not very many. So if you guys have any video ideas that you want me to do, drop them below and I will do my best. Thank you for watching. I hope that you like my really unhinged way of showing you what books that I have been too lazy to get to in the past 3 years. So with that, thank you, goodbye.